Well, what have we got here, Blade fans? This old sword, and I picked this up. It is an exclusive from BladeHQ, and it's a maker and company and designer all new to me. It was recommended to me by one of my viewers, and I want to thank you very much for the tip, because this came in at 100 on BladeHQ M390. It is the model Smoke 2.0 is what BladeHQ is calling it. I think it's also called a TM2, but that may be the custom model from Boos. So I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. The designer is Will Boos, B-O-O-S. I'm not going to think that that's Booz with a Z sound for the S. We're going to call him Boos. And BladeHQ said this is an exciting folding knife with a carbon fiber front handle slab and a titanium lock backside. It's a front flipper, M390, 3D milled pocket clip, and those are the basics. 3.5 inch blade, 8 inches overall, but we're going to measure it up as we usually do, and actually I think I'm seeing on BladeHQ a 3.62 blade length. Anyway, we'll take a look at it, do some comparisons, and let you know that this is a very featherweight knife. But interestingly enough, at the same time, it is hand filling. When I say hand filling, it fits. You know, you get your fingers in there, you got some beautiful jimping on the back, a good long run of it, and it is effective jimping. Big slot there, which you can use to finger flick it open, no problem. And of course it is at the same time a front flipper, and I have no problems with this front flipper. I mean, you can almost roll it out. Really nice. Oh, except for that time. On bearings, there's the 3D milled clip, titanium. Here is the logo and steel designation. As you can see there, it's a stonewash finish, very nice. And it's what I call a drop point, kind of angles down slightly with a nice flat and then a forward belly. So a useful blade, utilitarian blade. At the same time, use it in a last ditch situation. So with my medium large hand, as I often say, I'm holding it there with my first finger in the finger groove, and I've got about 3/4 of an inch left over. So it is not really a short knife. If I want to bring my finger up onto the front of the handle frame, I can, but that's about as far as you may want to go. But what they have done here, very thoughtfully, is angle the heel of that blade forward, so there is no sharp point, and that is quite the touch. You don't often see that. Looking at the back of the frame, we have a bridged or suspended backspacer that is got two standoffs, one on each side in two different places. Otherwise it's wide open, and I believe it's pocketed out, so we're going to take a look for that, see what we got here. So yes, it's actually pocketed out on the, no wonder it's so light, on the carbon fiber side, and it is pocketed out in the back there near the pommel on the titanium side. Going to be pretty interesting to see what this guy weighs. It is a feather, but again, it's featherweight but full-sized, and I have no feeling that I'm going to slip when I'm holding this knife. My index finger is really anchored there. All right, so I said we'd measure it. Let's measure it and get the junk off the table. All right, so actually not 8 inches, but I'm going to call that 8.2 inches. And a blade to the handle, they're right, about 365. and an edge of about 3.4. All right, let's see what we got. We're set to inches. Handle thickness 0.48, under a ½ inch. Right up here, 0.13 inches blade thickness, which translates to 3.6 millimeters. And let's get the all-important weight. Ready or not? Okay, we're ready. Oh, love the way that just moves around. What the heck? Okay. Still doing it. 2.3 ounces. 2.3, 2.2. Can't really make up its mind. I'm going to call it 2.2. I don't know if the scale needs calibration or just a level surface, but that is flippin' light. Speaking of flipping. I like this knife. I was surprised. I didn't know it would be this light and this narrow in height. But beautiful work. Is a full cutout on the show side there. You can see straight through to the titanium on the other side. And what he seems to have done is, with this cutout on the titanium side, echo that hole over there. And you know what? I said that was a pocket. That's not a pocket on the carbon fiber side. That is a hole. And then you've got this fuller type thing going in here, and everything is just lightening it all over, including the relief for the lock bar. Hardened steel insert on bearings, not quite drop shut. It's a very light blade, but yes, I'm impressed by this knife, especially for $100 an M390. When I saw that knife, I thought of this one, the Ikuchi by Spyderco and designed by Alexander. That's a very special opening method on that, but you know, a little longer on the Smoke 2.0, actually almost an inch overall. And blade about ½ inch longer. Compression lock on this one, and it's got that famous gear type. I think there's a name for it. Circular flipper. Very cool knife. If you haven't seen one, review on the channel. Did it a while back. Wire clipped, etc. This one is light too. How light? Well, why don't we find out? That one's 2.4. So the bigger knife is lighter. Pretty amazing. How about a comparison with the Griptilian? Same size. Much narrower though. And Rat 1. Rat 1's going to be bigger, yeah. By 3/4 of an inch overall. And interestingly, blade is just a smidge longer. That is interesting. Let's take another look around. It is a neat knife. And while they're still available on BladeHQ, I would really recommend it if you like a lighter knife. Now look at the point. Plenty of meat. Not bad. And yet, very piercy. I might even chance a paper cut with this knife. What do you think? What do you think? Let's do it. Could be a big fail, but you never know. My notes on the other side there. Don't read my notes. Not the sharpest knife, but it had no problems with the paper. So, I mean, that's fine. There have been other knives like a lot of the Tucson's that just laser through things, but not calling it a bad edge at all. Good working edge. It's smooth, not on the aggressive side. I like a toothy edge. If you want to learn about toothy edges and smooth edges, go out to Neve's Knives. He's constantly sharpening and showing different types of edges and how to get them. So kudos to Jared Neve. Again, cool knife. And you're not even going to know that this thing is in your pocket. Except it's going to stick out about an inch. No, it isn't deep carry. Very few titanium clips are deep carry. Nice logo on the pivot there. T8 would appear. I should probably keep a Torx on the table just to test those things, but that will be the next phase. Look at that spanned or bridged backspacer, if you want to call it a backspacer. Very cool. A lot of art in this knife. Reasonable amount of money for what you get. $100 for M390. Titanium and carbon fiber. Whoa. I will put the link in the description. So get out to BladeHQ and check these out. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe.